Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Live with Mel. We are talking about the stimulus package again. Many Americans are sitting anxiously waiting for their stimulus check to come in the mail. Now, while we talk about the stimulus package, the thing that people talk the most about is the stimulus check. It seems that many Americans are quite anxious to receive their stimulus check. Now, this is something that has been discussed for a while, and everyone is basically on their toes waiting for this to pass. Like I stated before, many Americans are anxiously waiting for a stimulus check. Now, according to CNN, 90%, so about roughly 90% of American households will be eligible to receive some kind of money from the stimulus package. And because of this high number of Americans who will be receiving this package, we can see why many Americans are anxiously awaiting the passage of this stimulus bill. Now, today, Wednesday, what's happening is the House is preparing to vote. So the House will start voting on it. It was in the House, it went to the Senate, and now it's back in the House for the final vote. And we know that we know that it's going to pass through the House with no problems. Again, according to CNN, 90% of Americans should be receiving some type of money from the stimulus package. The stimulus bill is something that people want to see, and we're seeing that people could be getting their checks sooner rather than later. Now, with the stimulus check, we know that things were adjusted, the income was adjusted, so not as many people will be receiving this check, but still about 90% of Americans. And as people are sitting and anxiously waiting, we know that if it is passed today, if Biden signs it, that by next weekend, by estimate, many people are saying that people could see money in their accounts by next weekend. And many Americans are anxiously waiting for that money to hit their accounts. Now, something that's different than last time is which income tax people use. Now, CNN says that 90% of Americans are roughly going to receive some kind of money. Now, it also depends on which income tax that people will use for the stimulus bill. Now, for the previous stimulus checks, people were ineligible because they made too much money. But because of what happened in 2020, many people saw their income significantly drop. Many people saw their income drop by 50, 60, 70, 80%. And because of that, if people filed their income tax, so they already filed their income tax because the IRS started receiving income taxes starting in February, if people filed their income tax for 2020, the IRS will be using the 2020 tax returns instead of the 2019. Now, for many people, that would make them eligible for the stimulus check that they weren't eligible for. So if people have already filed their taxes and they made less money and they couldn't get the check last time, they could be eligible to receive the check now. Now, if you haven't filed your 2020 tax return, don't fret. They will be using your 2019 tax return. They will be using the previous tax return. So if you didn't file taxes and you received the check before, you will be receiving a check this time around. Now, the stimulus package isn't only the stimulus check, even though that's what most people are talking about. The stimulus package does include several things. And the one thing that we were talking about last night on the Power Hour panel talk is the unemployment. Now, unemployment is set to be extended until September. So with this bill, if you're on unemployment and your industry is still shut down, you will continue to receive unemployment from now until September. And I know many people who are on unemployment, because I've spoken to many people during this past year, they were very much afraid as the deadlines were coming because they thought that they wouldn't receive money anymore. But because Democrats pushed this bill through so quickly, it looks as though this bill will be signed before the March 14th cutoff, which means that if you are on unemployment, you will not see a lapse in your unemployment, that unemployment will continue coming. Now, something that people were very excited about who are on unemployment is that they thought that the federal benefits were going to be up to $400. However, in the Senate, they started debating, I believe it was like a 9-hour debate. They started debating and they lowered that from $400 to $300. So the federal unemployment benefits will remain the same of $300 and will not be increasing to $400. And something else about unemployment is because of this give and pull that they had with the unemployment, now the first $10,000 of unemployment will not be taxed by the federal government. So people who are on unemployment, they're changing it that you will not be taxed. Now, the next thing is money is going to go out for vaccines to ensure that vaccines are pushed out. They're going to ensure that schools can open. That is another big thing that people want to see happen. Now, again, people are very divided about schools opening, but this bill has money allotted to provide schools, local governments, the ability to open schools safely, which a lot of people want to see happen, whether it's now or in the fall, but the money is allotted for that. So guys, what are your thoughts on this stimulus package? This stimulus package seems to have a lot less drama than the last stimulus package, and it looks as though it's going through quite smoothly. There have been some hiccups, there have been some stalls, but this stimulus package seems to be going through without any problems, without any hitches, and it doesn't look like we're going to run into any deadlines or go over any deadlines. So people who have unemployment will still continue to receive their unemployment like normal, and people can soon be seeing their stimulus checks in their account. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on everything about the stimulus package. I know when we talk about the stimulus package, we mainly focus on the stimulus checks because, again, according to CNN, 90% of households will be receiving some kind of money from the stimulus package, for the stimulus check. Now, this bill is a very, very popular bill. About 75% of American households support this bill in some way, whether it's strongly support or just slightly support. But 75% of Americans support the passage of this stimulus package. The American Rescue Plan is extremely popular amongst the American people, and we know that the American people could be seeing stimulus checks in their account as soon as next week if everything goes through the way that it's supposed to go through. So guys, what do you think about the stimulus package? And do you guys believe that the money is going to come sooner rather than later? I know there, like I said before, there are many people who are very anxious to see their check hit their accounts. And when we talk about the stimulus checks, we do know that it affects people in many different ways. It affects small businesses because when people get the check, they are able to spend. They go out and they spend the money. They go out and they buy things. They do repairs. They fix their cars. They get haircuts. These stimulus checks are just that. They're checks to stimulate the economy. I know there's been lots and lots of debates about the stimulus check because they're trying to find what income level is appropriate for people getting stimulus checks. And again, with this stimulus check, the one thing that definitely changed was the income level. Now, the income level was dropped because they want to ensure that the people who are receiving the stimulus checks are people who actually need the money and who will put the money back into the economy. Because again, the stimulus checks are for that, stimulating the economy and helping the American people. Now, many people will be using that money to pay rent. There'll be many people who will be using that money to their car payment, insurance, for many, many different things. But there will be other people who use this money to go out and put money down on a car. There will be people who will use the money to fix their car, to fix their air conditioning, to buy a new appliance in their kitchen. And all of that is okay because the money is there to stimulate the economy. So guys, what are your thoughts on stimulating the economy with the stimulus checks? Again, this stimulus check is coming out sooner rather than later. The House is currently getting ready to vote on this, and it's going to pass without a hitch. The stimulus package itself will go to the House. The House is going to sign it today, It's going to pass. They have the votes to get it back through the House because the House already passed one version, went to the Senate, and now it's back in the House. And once the House signs up on this bill from the changes from the Senate, it goes right to President Joe Biden's desk. And President Joe Biden is saying that he will sign the stimulus package the moment it touches his desk. So we can see President Joe Biden signing the stimulus package this week, which means that people can be seeing their checks as soon as next weekend. And again, there are people using estimates from the way that the IRS put out the money last time and the speed that the IRS put out the money. And again, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, people could be seeing a stimulus check who didn't receive it before, because if people already filed their 2020 tax return, the IRS will go according to the 2020 tax return. So if you made a lot of money in 2019, but your industry was shut down in 2020, you too could be seeing a check because, again, they're going by the 2020 tax returns if you filed it. But if you did not file it, the 2019 tax returns are still what the IRS will be going by as well. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you believe that this stimulus package is the right thing to do? Many people, 75% of Americans, believe in this stimulus package some way, somehow. But when we look at the votes in Congress, we see that almost the majority of Democrats have voted for this bill, but no Republicans voted for this bill. But it is popular with 75% of Americans, and 90% of Americans, roughly 90% of Americans, will be receiving some kind of check from the stimulus package. So it is a very, very popular bill that is going to affect the majority of Americans. The majority of Americans will be seeing some type of money. Now, some people may be seeing $1,400 if they're single, and couples could be getting up to $5,000 if they have kids. Now, dependents are something that gets you more money as well. Again, this is a popular bill. It's something that is set to help the American people, and the majority of Americans will benefit from this bill financially, some way, somehow. So let me know what your thoughts are about the stimulus package. What do you guys think? Is it the right way to go? Do you believe that Congress passed it through the right way? Do you believe that it's going to help the American people? Now, again, many Republicans in Congress, so not Republicans outside of Congress, but many Republicans in Congress voted against it because they say that it's not a good bill. Do you guys agree with the Republicans in Congress and you think it's not a good bill? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you support this bill. Let me know if you're excited to get your money as well. And let me know if you think that this bill will actually help people pay rent, put food on the table, and etc. So Joanna says, and it will help many because this stimulus bill is out to help the American people. At the end of the day, the majority of the bill is for the American people, whether it's through getting the vaccine out, whether it's through providing the money via stimulus check, whether it's extending unemployment. The majority of this check is out there to help the American people. And then there's money going out so schools can reopen. There's money going out to give states aid. So Amanda says, yes, I believe it's a good thing. We need money so we can support small businesses and keep them open. Many are struggling to feed their children or pay rent, and it will help so much. And I definitely agree with Amanda there. It's going to help so much. And a lot of times when we talk about the stimulus check, we talk about people getting it, but it creates a domino effect. Because if you put hands in the money of the American people who actually need it, then that money goes back into the economy. And that small business that's struggling will be able to stay afloat. People who are unable to pay their rent will be able to pay a portion of their rent. People will be able to put food on the table. Car payments will be made. This stimulus check has a huge domino effect. And as I talk to people across the country, this is not just in one area. As I talk to small business owners across the country, they tell me the same thing. The moment that stimulus check hits people's pockets, they get their cars fixed, they get their air conditioning fixed, they pay off past debts, they pay off invoices. Small businesses who have been suffering see a huge, huge bump in business once this comes out. And again, this is all about stimulating the economy. It is a wildly popular bill and is soon going to be law. Starting this week, we will see Joe Biden sign it. And then next week, we can see money in some people's accounts as soon as next week, guys. So again, let me know what you think, whether you're watching this live or whether you are watching the replay of this. Let me know what you think. Again, guys, your opinion matters. We don't have to agree. The point of the show is for us to have the conversations. We don't have to agree, but we have to keep the dialogue going. It's important that we all come together and talk about these things, and that's what I'm here for. So whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me, I would love to know what you guys think. And then Joanna says, exactly, it's a win-win for all. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Live with Mel. And then if you like this show, you will like my other show as well. And you can watch it on Apple TV, Roku TV, and Amazon Fire, and that is The Mel Show. So check that out as well. That show is not about current events, but it is about motivating, educating, and empowering you to be your best self. So if you like this show, check out that other show as well, and that's on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, all on the Easy Way channel. You can stream all of season 1, and season 2 is coming in a couple of weeks, guys. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, the checks could be hitting people's accounts in the next week. The bill is going to be signed into law this week, and many people will be seeing that money in their accounts. Unemployment has been extended until September, and those federal benefits, that extra $300 will continue to go out to the American people weekly. So let me know what you guys think about this, and I will see everyone bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a great day, guys.